because of that, let's go to the entrance and then I can gather up all that stuff over there. Oh! Convenient. I don't know what's over here. But convenient. You know, I want these. And then there should be... No, it's just a rock. There should be more like regular iron ore as well around the corner that I can go get. It's fine. Try damaging me as much as you'd like. It's no big deal. I'm just gonna go try to get this stuff. It's okay. I'm just trying to gather up what I can. Because all this I could turn into stuff too. Might actually be better for me to turn it into crafting, because I think the crafting would take more out of my person than that. Especially if it's specifically asking for iron.
Nice.
Okay. Anything good? I can't tell. Oh yeah, an old bandage. Ooh, grape tree seed. Just what I needed. Perfect. Oh. Okay, that's indigo grass. That's different than bluegrass. I mean, I think I could turn that into something. Black grass is what I need the most of. And then what's this? Just green grass? Oh no, it's antidote grass. Okay. I will take that. And then... just go ahead and chop up all the wood that I can then. I know it's about time for a girl to be going to bed, but... Well, I got lumber out of that.
All right.
Better, better, better. And I think we're good. Ooh, black grass. And yellow grass. And blue grass for me to make into stuff. She's about to yawn. Yep. Hey, I'd let her go to bed if I could. But I don't want to be wasting too much of this RP yet. Especially because I just ate to replenish it. You can always make stuff into stuff and then... Okay, well at least I got the green grass. Good. Ooh, an orange. That, ideally, I can make into stuff, too. And an apple. Wow, I'm just getting all kinds of good stuff today in the forest. And a turnip. Convenient. Ooh, and medicinal herbs to go with all the green herbs that I just got. Good for me. Though, yeah, it looks like I am going to be getting more green herbs than I am going to be getting of medicinal. Oh, I got a flower. Alright. Let's return home and convert most of what I got into stuff just so I can sell it. Not because I need the money, but because I need the skills. Actually. Okay. Let's organize some of this. So, first step. Just go ahead and put this down here. And anything that I'm forgetting should automatically be handled. Good, good, good so far. Okay. Can't believe I'm already like... Oh! That's a level 8 moon drop. I have to sell that right as is. Okay. Good. Alright, let's mix some medicines together. So how many of these can I make? Because I've got 6 green grass, but... Okay, so we can make 5 of these. Good. Don't have any of those on me. It's purple. Okay, round off. So let's see here. I can definitely do 4. And then, let's see here. I have another stack of 9. So if I ignore the last one... Another 4. Okay, so how many of these? I can do 8, actually, yeah. Okay, I have 2 of the purple grass. Good, 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 good. Cause that's the indigo. Good, good, good. I think I can only make the 1. Oh, no, I can't make any. Right. So I think that's all good. For the rest of this... Okay. Cook something with the pot. This, I know if I just go ahead and use this, we should be getting something. Yeah, marmalade. And then if I go ahead and just make some pickled turnips, that'll help get rid of that. And then I should be able to go sell some things. And then everything else I make, I can go from there. So far, so good, though. Right. Toss in what I got here. And then we can throw in everything else. Okay, recovery potions. Antidotes. Alright. So now, all that should remain is all this stuff. Actually. Oh, no, hold on. I have an idea. Okay. Do we have any that's specifically iron? Nope. Yeah, nope. So I guess we'll just stop trying to use that one. Okay. So that'll take care of the one. The rest of these I can make easy up at this up here. And then I can sell all of it and then we can go to bed. Shield. 6, 7, 8, 9. I can go to 18. Then I can do one more. There we go. That feels like an acceptable amount to go to bed with still having left of RP. Good for us. Alright. I am content to get rid of all of that. Cool. And now we can go to bed. Though I should get out my growing supplies for tomorrow so that I am ready to face the day. Alright. Save it. Go to bed, and then in the morning, we should have another thing to do with Luke. Should. Man, no skill levels up. Oh well. Oh, God, what kind of festival is today? Alright, well, I guess I'll just keep the medical herbs. The antidote grass I'm getting rid of, though. Hey, that landed. Yeah, I might as well get rid of the keep the herbs that I can turn into stuff. And did I really miss the call out of a festival yesterday? I should figure out what festival is today. Or to do that, I have to talk to people. But that's fine. I mean, whether or not I'm participating in the festival, I can at least water the plants. So far, so good. Let's switch to the hammer and take care of the stones. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I still have to water these guys.
Take that.
Oop.
I hope it comes out okay.
Good to see that they are back to life. Until I figure out if this is a harvest festival or not, I'm not gonna risk that. Like risk anything for harvest, actually. Okay. Just in case it is a harvest festival, I can at least have a level 9 ready. Okay, good, good, good. Oh, we have another event. Yeah.
You have a job you're supposed to be doing.
Today's a pretty nice day. It's a little too bright for my taste, though.
I wonder who will win the festival today.
Think you can win today's Winter Harvest Festival? Well, then prove it.
I'll try. I don't know which ones would grow better in the winter, though. Well, at least we've got another relationship story event. Well, I gotta remember how to do her voice. Yikes! Oh, what's up? Everything okay? Hina? Oh, you poor thing. What happened?
Hina, are you alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's convincing.
What happened? I'm not certain myself. It was this box. It almost fell on me.
Is it a mimic? Did it hurt you?
No?
No, it missed.
Oh, good. Whew. Still, it's strange that it fell on its own. Is the shelf tilting? Huh. I'll have to ask Kumo to fix it. What happened? What are you looking at?
Oh, how pretty.
Is it... Hina, where did you find that? I don't even know what it is because you didn't bother to put it in.
Inside the box.
Gods be good. Is that where it was? Is it something important?
Yes.
Yes, very. It's my husband's favorite pocket watch. After we moved here, I couldn't figure out where I'd packed it. I had just given up on finding it. Oh, interesting.
Oh, it still works.
Huh?
How can that be? It broke long before my husband packed it away. Another miracle? Miss Siagi, out of curiosity, did Luke visit you recently? Oh, yes, that's right. I ought to look for the fabric he requested. Fabric? What is going on? So he was here, but what is he... Okay, I get that the thing that's supposed to be the most concerning is these miracles keep happening in his presence, but what is he planning? Like, he was asking about flower languages, he's getting specific fabrics, his place of work was doing fantastic, the bread just like quadrupled overnight. What is it that he's planning? I have questions. I have many a question. Okay, hold on. You know what? If I'm smart, which I'm only sometimes, I could go see which things are set to grow better in the winter by going to the store. Hello,
Good
Misa. Good morning. Clear days like this make me want to take Hina for a walk. I'm trying to think of what to get Elsa for her birthday tomorrow. Must be something that demands very little effort from her. Ease of use is crucial. But what on earth fits that description?
Today is the festival.
Well, I hope you're prepared for today's Winter Harvest Festival. I have every intention of winning it. Can I not buy anything? Is the store not open yet? Well, good to know. It's Elsa's birthday tomorrow. I guess I should be getting her some kind of wine? Or chocolate. Probably wine. She's gonna want something that's easy to use. Let's go take a look-see at my storage box. Okay, summer. Spring to summer. Spring to summer. Spring to autumn. Hi, PlayStation fan. Welcome on in. We're trying to figure out what to provide for this Winter Harvest Festival. But most of these things, it looks like, are not good for winter. My sister grew up on playing Rune Factory 2 on the DS. That is... Oh, man. I have to say, 5 has been my first one. And I have loved it thoroughly. In fact, I loved it so much that now we are going back and we are playing Rune Factory 4 on Mondays now. And I have 3 pre-ordered because I have it on the Switch. But I'm doing great. I'm still trying to figure out what to provide for this harvest festival, though. I guess I could just give a pumpkin? Grows in autumn, spring. Because some of these things I think are ready to harvest, but I gotta figure out what to give. Spring. But I have thoroughly been enjoying playing through Rune Factory. Grows well in winter. Lamp grass. I don't think I have any lamp grass ready to harvest, though. Autumn. Autumn. Well, since I get it back, I guess I could give the gold pumpkin. To me, that seems like a smart plan. Oh, I could have just done it while I was in there. Oh, well. Let's go to the fridge. Because of the wonderful things she does. How am I doing? My mom is one of those boomers who still thinks that we're living in 1853. Oh, no. Staring at screens too long, even though I take breaks when she's not there. That's the thing. I try to, like, explain, like, the phenomenons for, like, the older generation in terms that, like, they would understand. And I find that that does tend to help moderately, depending on what it is. It's cooking bread. That's crafting bread. I think my crafting did go up, but what I mean is, like, for example, oh, there we go. All right, because I get that back, I can just, there we go. So when people talk about how they just don't understand these, like, newfangled computers, because I get a few of those people, I try to explain it like, oh, well, it's not just, I know, right? It's not just, you know, that it's something that you can't understand, it's just something that it takes time to understand and, like, the willingness. For example, computers these days are like what cars used to be, like, back in the 50s. In the 50s, everybody, you know, knew how to work on a car, and they could take care of it, and, you know, if something went wrong, they could figure out what it was in, like, a few minutes, at best, or they could ask their buddy to take a look at it, you know. And so, this day and age, computers are that for our generation. Kind of a thing. So, like, once I start putting in those kinds of terms, like, it starts to make it a little easier. On a few of them, not by much, will admit. Or when I get some of those older folks, they're like, why would you sit there and watch somebody else play video games instead of playing them yourself? It's like, I don't know. A lot of people watch someone play football, and they don't actually, you know, go out there and play football. Could be any number of reasons that somebody would watch football, specifically, instead of just going outside and playing it. Maybe they don't have the friends. Maybe they don't have, like, the location they could play it in. They don't have the equipment. They don't have, you know, you name it. Kind of a thing. And I think that moderately helps. Again, not by much. Anything else I can replant? Neat. Remember back in the day, in the 90s, when parents wished video games didn't exist? Oh god, yeah. Fast forward now, I think they finally accepted defeat. I think that's because they use them as babysitters, and that's a very dangerous... That's a very dangerous mentality to have. Because they said the same thing about TV, too, back in the 90s. Like, too much TV is bad, but the issue was more so that these parents were letting the TV raise their kids rather than them take care of it because they were too busy. So I think it's the same thing. Video games are here to stay whether they like it or not. Oh, trust me. I remember, oh god, just to add insult to injury. I remember that growing up, I wasn't allowed to play Grand Theft Auto 6 because they had heard on the news, or not Grand Theft Auto 6. Ha! That's what we're waiting on. I wasn't allowed to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because they had heard on the news that some kid had, like, unalived his babysitter based on, like, what he had played in the game or something like that. And this was, like, before studies came out kind of saying that that's bunk anyway. But there we go. But oh god, I'm just like trying to think it through. But I was allowed to play Vice City for some reason, but I wasn't allowed to play San Andreas.
There we go.
Enough with the video games causing violence, right? Seriously, the Entertainment Software Ratings Board exists for a reason. That's okay. So I work at a game store, and that is like the #1 thing I tell people. Because you get some of those people that are very concerned about it. I'm like, oh, well, you know that they, like, have a rating for, like, how mature these games are that's very similar to the way that we rate movies. And a few people, like, look at me like I've suddenly started speaking Spanish. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, yeah, no, like, the ESRB, it's a thing.
Yes.
Because there was concern about that very thing. So it tells you what it's rated. Like, E is the equivalent of G, and E10 Plus is like PG, and, oh god, T is like PG-13, M is rated R.
There.
Like all these fantastic, great things. And I can give you one. And I just gotta go gather up the rest of the items.
Nice.
But yeah, no.
Alright.
And I'm also that person that's the guy at the game store as well, being like, okay, so you do know that this game that you are purchasing for your 6-year-old child is in fact rated M, right?
All right.
You know, every kid's like worst nightmare. But also at the same time, I end up being the person that's the savior for a few kids. Like, there were a few kids that were talking earlier today about how they really wanted to, like, be able to play, like, Mario Maker, which has an online component. And the mom didn't want to, like, let them get Mario Maker because it had an online component. And she didn't trust, like, what other people would say in the online. And I'm like, well, if you just, like, if you don't let them play something like Fortnite and you just stick to stuff that's only made by Nintendo, it does not have, like, a chat system at all.
Nice.
Nobody can actually talk to your kids. They just play. She's like, oh. Well, yeah, then I guess that's fine. I'm like, see? Yeah, that was literally the conversation that I had today. I didn't, like, judge her for it, but it was just more of along the lines of, like, no, there's things. Just don't let them play Fortnite. Or Overwatch. You'll be fine. But, yeah, no. That's one of the things that just keeps kind of happening, is people tend to blame stuff that they don't understand that well for what they believe to be the moral failings of, like, everything. Right? So, you get some older people today talking about, like, how this generation is always on their phones, but if you, like, look at, say, I Love Lucy, the TV show that was actually the first ever sitcom television show ever. Yeah, and also the first ever TV show that focused on, like, a family. They had a bit where they kind of did the same thing with phones as they, like, but they did it with newspapers. So, like, the 1950s version of, like, kids these days are always staring at their screens was, like, kids these days are always staring at these newspapers. Probably just reading the comics or something.
Yes.
And before that, they actually had, like, a thing called, like, Reading Mania with, like, Victorian-era literature.
All right.
In fact, the entire book of Don Quixote is about, like, how if you, like, only read trash stuff, it's gonna rot your brain. The same way that, like, if you only play trash video games, it's gonna rot your brain. It's like, well, it didn't. I mean, for some people, I guess, yeah, they'll go full on Don Quixote and not be able to identify reality from fiction, but the chances of that are slim. Luckily, my dad grew up knowing a neighbor who played a console in the 80s and then played Gran Turismo back on PlayStation 2. Yes! Thankfully, I was raised by a nerd who had a video game console in the 1980s. He still has it, actually. And he has the ET cartridge, too, because he's got Atari 2600. If I could figure out how to do the coaxial cable, I would definitely, like, be trying to get it from him. But I think there is someone that would do the coaxial cable, like, would swap out the coaxial cable for an HDMI port, but only on Ataris, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to, like, actually play off of them. But I still don't think my dad would part with it. When I have friends who are too busy or out of town, that's when I turn to Twitch to talk to people, improve conversation skills. I mean, conversation skills are definitely, like, a good thing to have and to hone. My dad is one of those people who has natural, like, fantastic good charisma. Like, to a, like, be jealous of it degree. This man has talked his way into and out of things that he should not have been able to. He's just, like, that gifted with it. And I've started to develop a similar talent, not anywhere near as great as my dad's. Will admit it. But, like, that you only get through practice. E.T. Give Chad play the game, right? But yeah, charisma is just something that you have to, like, harvest over time. I have, like, a weird, like, kind of quirky nature about me that seems to help me out in most settings, where I could be like, oh yeah, no. I, like, oftentimes people are like, oh no, I don't want to, like, admit that I forgot their name, and I was like, why? Like, you could just admit it. It's fine. They're not gonna be, like, that upset over the fact that you forgot. Just be honest, like, oh yeah, no, I'm so sorry, like, there's always, like, a lot going on, your name is, like, on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't think of what it is. And, like, 9 out of 10 times, that'll take you further than anything else. Let's go ahead and put this down here. And I can put away the rest of the items. Right, before I do, I have to go to one more farm dragon, and water and clean up stuff before I forget. But yeah, I find that when it comes to charisma, honesty and compassion seem to be, like, the best policies. Go ahead and just clean up these two. Alright, so this guy I'm gonna go ahead and remove finally. Massive.
Nice.
Alright, so I can go ahead and replant all of this. Yeah. Keep all of the rest of this. Oh, I can just go ahead and...
Nice.
Yeah. I like that I can do that.
Yes.
Makes my life easier.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
I'm trying to, increase my good turnip game, as it were. Okay.
There.
That's the only way I'm gonna get my farming skill higher. And I think...
There.
Yeah, this I think is the last one. Even then, that's still probably too much, but...
Take that!
Okay.
Yeah.
This should, I think, only be 2 more.
There you go. Easy does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when I can just instant solve my problems.
Easy does it.
But anyway, what consoles do you own? You own PS2, Slim, DSi, and Wii. I own a lot of consoles. Are we gonna include like minis or flashbacks? Even though I know those are technically emulators, some people consider those consoles, some people don't. I just want to know so that this way I can properly state my collection. Let's clean this up. These guys. I could probably plant 2 more turnips. In terms of regular console, the way I'm gonna break these up in terms of what I own is gonna be by, like, developer of the console. Not particularly release order, because this will just make this easier on my head. But, in Nintendo, I have the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the N64, the Wii, and the Switch. If we were to include the minis or the flashbacks or anything, I have the Super Nintendo mini console that they released. In the land of Sega, I have... I'm going to start with the minis for this one, because it's a little easier. I have the Sega Genesis Flashback, which was an emulator that also had a cartridge slot in it, so it could play the cartridges, though there was always risk of a little frame tear. Hey Ryan! I have a PS2 emulator. I do too, but I ripped my iOS off my game to get a better play experience over downloading it offline. Also fair. But yeah, so I've got the Sega Genesis Flashback. I have the Sega Genesis Mini that they made, and the Sega Genesis Mini 2. The reason I have the Mini 2 is because it has Sega CD games on it. I see, downloading it online. Makes sense. Let's see. What else can I get rid of? I can get rid of that. I'm not going to need it. Those I'm going to keep for right now. So that's those ones. My mom's childhood home recently got a Sega At Games retro console. Oh man, the At Games. Oh, and recently we did just get a regular Sega Genesis. My fiance wanted to repurchase one. Instead of getting the original model, he did get the slim model. Just because it was based on what they had. But he wanted to re-get that, so he had gotten... He got a really good deal on it. He got the slim console and a new AV cable, a 6-button controller that was aftermarket, so third party, and 3 games for $150, which really wasn't bad. And then of the games, I convinced him to buy Maximum Carnage, and then I bought a game for his system, and that was Gauntlet 4, which was the arcade version of Gauntlet. A Genesis that can play original game cartridges. I know, right? That's the whole reason I purchased it. And then we ended up buying a Sega Genesis like console on top of it. So yeah, that's the next section of what I have. In PlayStation land, I have the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. I grew up with... my first console was the Super Nintendo, but most of my childhood is PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Xbox land, I have an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One S. I have the Gears of War one. Have you heard of the Atari 2600 retro console recently announced? I did. I saw that Spawnwave mentioned something about it. I'm really hot to jump on that. The other one that I want, that I had heard rumors of that I hope they actually do, is the a Master System console. I think would be great. Thanks, Nightbot. There's my logic behind having this here is decent. Oh, I can put my other shield in there. Put the milk away. I think that'll help me in the long run. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Just in case. Yes, I am a Spawnwave watcher in and of myself. I have to keep up at what's going on. Plus, I like how he is willing to break down literally any console and show you what's on the inside. But I do think my favorite video that's a teardown of his that he ever did was on the Google Stadia. When he put all of those heat sinks on top of the plastic part, the shiny plastic part of the Chromecast. Oh, good times, good times. His thumbnails are comically linear. They really are. So let's see. Is that all the consoles I have? Why do I feel like I'm forgetting consoles? I mean, granted, I have a gaming PC. So, like, I get a lot on that. But I think that's everything. I will say I do also have... I have the Friday the 13th game that's for the NES, the one that's impossible to beat, but I, like, finally found a video of someone beating it the other day, and I was so, like, just shocked. I do not watch Jacob R. That one I haven't heard of. Though I do watch, in terms of, like, the gaming review side of things, I do watch Yahtzee from The Escapists, because he cracks me up like nobody's business. I'm like, if this guy reviews a game positively, that is a sign I should probably be buying it. Is kind of the conclusion that I have come to with him. Alright, I think that's everything for the in-game day. Oh, I should put away my stuffs before I forget. Put that away. Though in terms of, like, YouTube land, of course I watch, like, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Game Theory when they're handling specifically FNAF stuff, though. Just because some of their stuff has been a little bit weird ever since they got purchased. If the complaint there makes any sense. 3, where's the last one? There it is. Who else was I watching lately? Oh, God help me. Well, of course, Moist Critical, but he doesn't really... He does, but he doesn't do gaming anymore. Jacob usually use console teardown, analyze the condition of it. Comes across several old accounts from years ago. Oh, man, that's great. I did hear about a guy that he'll, like, pick up where somebody's, like, save files left off on a like, you know, on a memory card or something. And that gives me ideas, because I just purchased... I went to a... Think about it like a giant, like, antiques sale in, like, a park in the middle of Pennsylvania. Like, rural Pennsylvania. So, like, the reason it consists of a park is it has one bench in it. But while I was there, I got 2 PlayStation 2 memory cards and a PlayStation 1 memory card. And they all work. I tested them out when I got home, but I got them for $3 a piece. And there's still games on them. Like, there's still, like, save files on them. And I'm intrigued because one of them is Baldur's Gate 2, and I have that for PC. So that might be another thought that I consider down the road. Let's see, is there anything? I'm like, I still feel like I'm forgetting stuff that I own, but that doesn't feel right. I have some accessories for a master system, but I don't actually have a master system from a previous job that I had. They just like gave me a bunch of the accessories. I wonder if I could sell them to the place that I got the Sega console on. Ha. That's something to think about. Okay. So I should